Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I watched Jasmine's video on overhyped studytube trends. Jasmine is the creator behind an awesome channel called studyquill, which gives tons of advice on college-related stuff, note-taking, organization, and so on. And that video really got me thinking, and it got me inspired to make this video and talk a little bit about consumerism in the study community online. But before I begin this rant/opinion, I want to do a disclaimer right away. In no way I'm saying that purchasing these study trends is bad. A lot of people do it for fun, myself included, as well as for my job, and I see nothing wrong with it. Actually, I will get this out of the way and say right now that this video is actually sponsored by a company who developed an app, and I think it's awesome that you download it, it's free, and I see no problem with trying out new things and experimenting, delving into new methods and techniques, and trying out new products. What's wrong is the mindset behind an endless promotion of products without any reasoning behind it. It ends up promoting the idea as well that students can only be successful if they have the right items and the right products. And if you don't have the money to buy them, you will not be successful and will not be able to join the study community, and your grades will not reflect your success and your investment in those products. First of all, and at least in my perspective, the study community as you know it today, the Japanese pens, the Swedish backpack, the white desk aesthetic, the complex bullet journals, they all actually started with Tumblr via the so-called study blurs. This was back in 2015 when I started this channel, and only a few people were talking online about studying. Tumblr had this very specific aesthetic that featured expensive pens, imported notebooks, Apple products, and perfect notes. Back in 2017, The Verge called the study blur community a beautiful, stressful wonderland, because it was basically taking something that is difficult in itself, which is learning, into an even more difficult task. Now you had to keep up with the aesthetics, the pretty notes, and the perfect desk. Of course the studytube community has a great backlog of advice and resources that are very helpful for students, and it is a community, so it allows people to share content, get in touch with each other, and learn more about study methods that otherwise they would never have heard about. Also, it allows people to connect because some people take studying very seriously and it's a major part of their lives, so it's really nice to get in touch with people who have the exact same priorities. But like any other community, the study community can also be toxic because besides allowing you to join the game of comparison, it also showers you with products. Pens, backpacks, highlighters, stickers, planners, erasers, flashcards, sticky notes, binders, notebooks, gadgets, apps, devices, and even furniture, plants, the correct lighting, and a nice desk. Those are all things that you may feel forced to purchase if you enter the study blur, the studygram, or the studytube community. If you are a creator, it's even more dramatic. To join the community, you usually start by joining the trends, because those are the most visible parts of the community, the ones that you know and will eventually want to talk about. Well, and that's what I did when I started talking about the whole crazy colorful notes and bullet journaling thing. Being immersed in the studying community for so long, I eventually convinced myself back in the day that aesthetic notes and dozens of pens were really important for my success in college because they somehow mimicked my dedication and love for studying. This tendency is so toxic that I recently had to private a lot of my old videos because that was the vibe I got from my own creations. Eventually, as my channel became a business, I started earning some money, and I eventually started investing that money in products that I could purchase and then review in my channel. I knew it was important to show you different things, alternatives, options, different setups, and so I piled on a lot of supplies. The problem is, I've failed to disclaim that just because I'm showing you stuff, it doesn't mean I actually use that stuff on a daily basis, or that I actually believe that you need it to become a successful student. For instance, I get a lot of comments about how useless my MacBook Pro is, the same computer I purchased when I was still a student. Well, the thing is, I never purchased a $2,000 computer to study. It's pointless. I purchased it because I was moving out and I needed a very powerful and portable machine to edit thumbnails, voiceovers, and videos. Of course, that being my only computer, I have to show it on camera whenever I need to show it something in the computer, like an app, a website, or the way I take notes. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm promoting this MacBook as the perfect machine for you to take to college and take your notes. And this applies to a lot of things now, like my iPad Pro, my phone, my study setup, which is my work setup, and even the type of planning apps I use. The problem with the studytube community in itself is that it's based on a highly monetizable platform, which is YouTube. And as such, it has become a business. As any business, it has a visual side to it and a lot of setting up to please a certain perspective or standard. I probably purchased most, if not all, of the studytube trends that Jasmine mentioned in her video. Not because I had to cater to my own needs, but because I really wanted to try out the products, to review them, and talk about them in videos. In a way, it was kind of a business expense. I bought a product, I tried it out, I filmed a review. This happened with popular highlighters, notebooks and planners, apps, and even backpacks. Some of these items actually became some of my favorites, others I donated, others I stopped using and I still keep just for the purpose of filming and creating content. The thing is, I really do not believe that the visual side of the studytube community needs to be toned down just to please the expectations of the people watching it. But I do believe that creators have a duty to be very clear and disclaim that not all products are perfect, they're not using all of them, and some just are featured in videos for the purpose of being featured in videos for the visual perspective and not because they're actually using those products in college. Also, I believe that all of the current hyped studytube trends are actually overrated. Many of these products aren't even available in most countries, and people pay a lot for shipping and customs to get them, only to be surprised with average quality products that may have a few novelty features that you'll probably forget 1 month after you start using them. Or maybe you'll actually love them, but guess what? Your grades and the quality of your learning process will not be impacted by those products in the end of the day. I've been studying in college for the past 7 years, going back and forth between different programs, and I can definitely assure you that my best grades were never achieved using all this overhyped stuff. Actually, my best grades were achieved last year when I took a history course for 1 year, and I completely minimized all of my study setup and all of my supplies, and I used 1 black pen and 1 refillable notebook for an entire year. The big message here is that you don't need any of these big trends to be a successful student. You can and should be curious and try out new things, but remember to never rely on the idea that there will be a magical physical product or a $100 app that will save your life. Also, the quality of your handwriting, the cost of your supplies, and the amount of notes you take do not reflect your quality as a student or your level of dedication. They're just visual parts of the job and they're meant to be fun and allow you to spice things up a little. But that's that. There are a lot of resources that you can try out and are available for free. And despite this whole video about consumerism in the study community, I'm proud to say that this video is actually sponsored by a product, by an app called Notion, and it's available for free for students all over the world. If you're new to this channel, then you can start by watching the whole series I have on planning with Notion. I have more than 10 videos on how I've been using it to project plan, take notes, plan for school, and prepare for a new year. I've been using Notion exclusively for more than 1.5 years, and since then I still need to find any type of organization software that actually accomplishes so much in such a simple way. Last year I published a whole study planner template that you can download for free and use for the next semester. You can customize it as you want, no strings attached. You can use and explore Notion anytime you want and for as long as you like, because your personal plan is literally free, without any word or block limit. You'll need to upgrade if you want to upload big files to your knowledge database or if you want to add team members to your workspace. but at least 95% of Notion's capabilities will be assured via the free plan. Despite not being able to add new members, you'll be able to share specific pages with your classmates online and print your notes anytime you want by exporting them to PDF format. If you want to start using Notion today, you can click this link right here. This tells Notion that you came from this channel, and that means a lot to me if you want to keep supporting this study corner. And if Notion is not for you, that's perfectly okay. There's so many different methods and so many alternatives out there that you can try out. And please do not rely on any kind of instrument or method as the over-the-top, overhyped solution to all of your study problems, because such thing does not exist. So you just need to push yourself and keep trying, and you'll find your way. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys!